Hello, my name is Cheryl Hicks, and I'm the Executive Director and CEO of the Toilet Board Coalition. We're a business-led platform and network building the sanitation economy. We started this video series to shed a spotlight on the many exciting business solutions that we've been working on over the past 5 years together with our partners. And I'm really pleased to have with us today Thomas Fudge, who is the founder of Wase, which is a company that one of our newest members, a company in our 2020 Sanitation Accelerator Program. And Tom, we invite you to tell us about Wase. Tell us about the Wase story and tell us about your solutions for the sanitation economy. Oh, Tom, you're just on mute.
Hi, Cheryl. Yeah, thank you very much for having me on board. It's great to be able to talk to you today. So with the toilet board and with Wase, we've been developing various solutions that can sort of tackle the sanitation economy that the toilet board are focused on. But we believe our core focus is really developing circular sanitation solutions. And our vision is a world where we unlock the power of waste to fuel our future, where waste will become an everyday source of sustainable water, energy, and fertilizers that will enable communities to flourish. And we really see that we can create an interconnected web of decentralized wastewater treatment systems, where we can provide that bioenergy, nutrients to grow crops, and remove the need for extensive sewage networks. So this is where we've been developing like a new core technology that accelerates the treatment of wastewater and black water, so that we can then create small micro units to create the decentralized network that we sort of envisage, where cities can have these small systems and no sewage networks. We're also then incorporating the smart sanitation economy, where we're developing a remote monitoring system that can remotely monitor the performance of each of our systems when they're deployed. But then we can create a smart, intelligent way of monitoring and maintaining the systems so that you can remove the issues that we have with sewage networks where they cause leakages, and also can then cause pollution. So, but then we're also working with other partners, such as Biofactory, to integrate our technology, where they're combining it with their toilet system so that we can create a combined package. So really we're sort of working, our core part is on the circular solutions, but to deliver our vision of having a decentralized network of multiple systems, we're then incorporating the smart network. And then we're partnering with other organizations who are working on the toilet sort of part of the sanitation economy, because we sort of believe that these partnerships are the way forward.
Fantastic, thank you. And you know, you've touched upon really the key elements of the sanitation economy that are really new, I think, in the last few years, in terms of the new solutions, new technologies coming online in circular sanitation, the upcycling of toilet resources into valuable, renewable resources, and of course the digitized sanitation economy, smart sanitation economy, which we've also seen really accelerating, especially in our current context of COVID-19 and the global So Tom, can you tell us about the geographies you're operating in? And so how are you applying these solutions, and who's benefiting, and what, where do you see sort of the biggest opportunity for your solution in terms of who can use it?
Yeah, so we're a London-based organization, but so we are really see our way of really creating impact is through partnerships. And working with local organizations that have local knowledge to deliver and operate the systems. So we're partnering with SNV and to implement our system in Kenya, where we're providing decentralized sanitation systems that are treating the wastewater from humanitarian camps. And then we're looking to deploy some systems in markets and slums next year. We're also, where I mentioned before, we're integrating our system with Biofactory. They're going to be going to schools in Mozambique. And we're also talking to other organizations in India, where we can look at working with local NGOs to provide local sort of small centralized wastewater treatment systems. We really sort of see Wase as growing to be an organization that can work globally, but we want to do that by working with other organizations, because I feel like by having that combined force, you can create a much bigger impact.
Absolutely, the network effect, which is really powerful, and we really believe is really needed in this this new sanitation economy space. And Tom, a lot of countries there where really these solutions are needed. Can you share with us your pitch? So how do you pitch the cost to value proposition, the new value that could be generated in terms of impact, but also business value?
Yeah. So if we really look at the fundamental way that we've approached sanitation for years with big, large infrastructure projects, the cost for sewage networks is around about 70% of the actual total cost for implementing those. The cost of maintaining those is hugely extensive. So integrating decentralized solutions is a new approach, and it's made headway in the energy access sector. And I believe now that this is the start of the transition where it's going to make headway in the sanitation economy. So fundamentally, I think that is at the core of like huge savings on infrastructure, but the ability to adapt and evolve quickly. We've seen globally due to COVID, we've had to hugely adapt to the way that we are changing. And decentralized solutions means that you can adapt and change and update those technology really quickly and adapt to the changing needs. Where you look at the circular economy, when we're treating wastewater with large aeration systems in the UK, it uses about 3% of our energy demand as a country. Whereas if you have a hugely efficient system, you can extract over 7 times that amount of energy. So at Wase, we've developed a sort of a new accelerated bio-treatment technology where we can accelerate the waste breakdown, but also increase the amount of energy that we can produce from the waste. So you're taking a product where you would typically have to pay to have that waste taken away to then start generating energy that can then offset your need for electricity, or it could be used for cooking. And then you can look at reusing the water. So globally, huge amounts of countries are going to be going through droughts, and we're going to start needing to look at how we can conserve and reuse our water in smart, intelligent ways. And we've got lots of nutrients within our waste that can then, if we treat it correctly, make sure we remove all the pathogens, we can then reuse that for farming and agriculture, recovering the nutrients that was within our waste. But then we can also use the water as well for irrigation and other purposes. So I think there's a lot of ways that there's a lot of resources that we can extract from this waste that currently are just untapped. And we're actually paying for those resources and sending them down the drain. So they're really the business case that we believe that you can create a huge impact through this, like the circular sort of economy.
Thanks, Tom. Some of the research that we've done, based on the network and partners we've been working with has shown, just as you're saying, that there's a compounded effect there of the benefits created from ensuring access to sanitation. And when all toilets are also upcycling the waste into other products, as well as digitizing the system for greater efficiency, quite a large cost of a system of the past to really net positive value, and really important, that compounded value of being able to bring all of these benefits together to create that value. So what are you seeing? I mean, it's a new world where sanitation and hygiene are obviously at the center of the world at the moment, in terms of concern, and in terms of the new social contracts that are being created to ensure that we equitably provide access to hygiene, and of course sanitation is the delivery system of hygiene and health. From your perspective and what you're seeing, on the ground, Tom, what would you say has changed with the COVID-19 and where do you see the opportunities in the future based on the current context?
Yeah, so I think, due to COVID, there has been a huge monumental shift in sort of attitudes to hygiene and sanitation. And I think it's brought it onto the radar of a lot of people weren't really aware of it before, and really the impact that it was having. It's a huge global issue, but it's a global issue that I think a lot of people sort of just looked over. It's not a global issue that is really brought people's attention. And I think COVID has really highlighted the need for that. And I believe that now you're going to be seeing huge government shift in attitudes to funding, sort of sanitation economy, and really trying to like build, like we're going to see huge sort of impact economically globally from this. And I believe governments are now going to shift into really trying to look at building back stronger and better with new sort of innovations, new approaches. And I believe that sanitation and health and hygiene are really going to be at the core and the heart of most of those interventions going forward, because they do have such a huge impact on sort of the population.
Thanks, Tom. And finally, can you talk a little bit about the core beneficiaries again, or who do you hope is watching to really know about your solution? Who do you want to connect with more to bring your solution to a broader set of beneficiaries?
Yes, as I mentioned, I believe that like partnerships are really sort of the way forward that we can really grow. Trying to tackle a challenge such as sanitation, doing it alone is going to be an uphill battle, whereas working with partnerships, you can really create huge momentum that can work together, form collaborations that can enable communities to flourish. So we're really looking.
And so which partnerships? I mean, so what key stakeholders need to come together for your solution?
Yeah, so for us personally, because we're sort of a technology solution, we're really looking to form partnerships with operators on the ground in country that have the skills, the knowledge to sort of distribute and deliver our units, and then can create that network of team on the ground who can operate our systems. And combined with our sort of our smart monitoring, we can then provide them with advanced information to say this system will need maintenance coming up in 1 to 2 months. So you can really optimize sort of the maintenance schedule. So that's where we're really looking forward to, for our operational on the ground partners.
And now doing together here the Accelerator Program. Can you talk about what we're focused on? Of course, the Accelerator Program is really a support system, network building, as you say, between different small and growing businesses and large businesses with expertise. So what are your goals for this year, and how do you hope to advance through the TBC network?
So our goals for this year are really sort of refining our technology, testing it and growing it in the field to really optimize that so that we can then deliver. So we're really sort of heavily focused on sort of the R&D tech development side, and then testing and validating some different business models to how we can sort of deliver that. And I think COVID has also probably put some changes into our approaches of how we can look at delivering those business models as well. So I think we need to do some more on the ground sort of research and start talking to potential partners to sort of look at new business models that can sort of adapt to this sort of changing economy. So that's sort of our real focus here. And with the toilet board, we really want to sort of look at developing those sort of partnerships and developing those business models so that we can then deliver them in the future.
And we're halfway through the program now, halfway through the year. And can you talk a little bit about the experience of the Accelerator Program and the mentorship so far? So the Sanitation Economy Accelerator, of course, is a business-to-business accelerator where large multinational corporations also in the sanitation economy space are mentoring and partnering with you. Can you talk about that experience and what you're learning from larger businesses and your fellow cohort members in the small and growing businesses?
Yeah, I think one of the best things that I've really enjoyed personally is being able to connect with some of the other sort of businesses and accelerators to sort of hear about their challenges on the ground, because they're really relatable and you can really learn a lot from their challenges and what you can adapt, which has been a fantastic part. And everybody is sort of geared to sort of the same goal. working with the TBC to sort of help develop our sort of financial models, our business models, has also been extremely useful, and has really like sort of taken our sort of step, and we can reevaluate and sort of test those theories and our sort of assumptions with a lot of the TBC sort of knowledge and research that you've been doing over the years. And then working with Unilever, our partner, has been great because we can now look at seeing how we can potentially form partnerships with some of these big organizations and look at developing our solution together. And having that access is sort of really invaluable for such a sort of startup company.
Thank you for spending this time today to share with us your solutions for the sanitation economy, your company Wase, a small and growing business who is focused on partnerships and the network effect of the sanitation economy. We look forward to continue to work with you, Tom, and your colleagues at Wase, and thank you for all of the fantastic work that you're doing. Namaste.